Everyone, today I've been testing how well Google Workspace Flows and Zenphi can handle data extraction from the documents uploaded to Google Drive. My scenario is very simple. Let's imagine a delivery driver fills in a delivery report, takes a photo or scans it, and then uploads it in a folder. Automation should extract the key fields so the operation team can log in and analyze the data. I have to say that this scenario is very simple. A lot of, obviously, data extraction is not limited to this specific use case. Many customers that use Zenphi, what we see as the most relevant use case is direct extraction from invoices, shipment documents, and yes, delivery reports. This is very popular with logistics and supply chain teams. I'm very hopeful today, to be honest, because when we try data extraction automations within Zenphi, we use mostly Gemini-based AI model that at the moment is one of the best AI models to handle data extraction, and it always shows and delivers outstanding results. Let's see how the same Gemini can perform within Google Workspace Flows. I'm really hoping the test results are going to be positive today. Let's start with the Google Flows. This time, I'll build workflow manually. There is a trigger where this file is added to Drive. I'll connect it to my folder where I uploaded a simple delivery report so I can run a test. Here's my report, by the way. Nothing fancy, very simple structure where I had route driver, truck, stops completed, daily deliveries, fuel used, issues, and the date. I guess that's the information that I would want Google Flows to extract for me and store in the sheets right here. Going back to the flows, now I use the extract data action. Perfect, it looks very promising. I paste a clear, detailed prompt describing what I want flows to extract. And here, absolutely amazing, I can actually map my data points and specify what kind of data categories or data types I would want flows to extract for me. Here I will put route, driver, truck, stops completed. What else did I have? Delayed deliveries, fuel used, issues, and date. It should work. Now let's add the emailing step. I will just put in my own email address to make sure I get the email and see the result of the test I'm running. Perfect. Here I can put the body, and I can even use dynamic variables from the previous step, the data extraction step, to make my email more personalized and valuable for the operational team. Everything is set up. Now let's run the test. Okay, it's taking suspiciously long for the flows to complete the task, and it's still working on it, and still working and working. Okay, almost 10 minutes passed and Flows is still trying to extract the data. It doesn't return any variables, structured outputs, or even an error message, just silence, giving me the I'm working on it message. Doesn't actually work. I believe in 10 minutes, somebody can just extract data using the good old-fashioned eyeballing instead of using fancy AI tools to complete the task. It definitely taking too much time. Let's try another approach. Let's use Ask Gemini step. Maybe that one will help. This one, okay, so I'll put a prompt here and it will probably give me the text back. But okay, however, the text and the next steps, I can't use any dynamic variables. It returns me a one large block of tests, no separate fields. But to make the test fair, let's try to run it and see what's going to happen. Okay, I ran the test, and this is the email that I'm getting. I'm very quickly jumping in here to say that at this point, apparently Google Flows can extract structured data from simple delivery reports. It either hangs indefinitely or returns an unusable blob of text that definitely going to be of any help to our imaginary operations team. Now let's switch to Zenphi. Again, I would not use Zenphi AI assistant, Zaya, to build the whole workflow for me. I'm trying to make the task as fair as possible using the very same approach within Zenphi that I used in the Google Flows. Trigger would be the same when a file is added to Drive. Also connect to the exact folder. Here I discovered a very helpful tutorial from the Zenphi team how to actually set up a model that would allow to extract data from any PDFs or scanned documents. It's extremely helpful, explains step by step how to set up this process within Zenphi because let's be honest, it's not that straightforward and the learning curve might be a little bit steep if you're not that technically savvy. So what the tutorial is recommending is I have to use the generate text with Gemini action, which despite the name is actually designed for data extraction. Here I add proper system instructions that tell Gemini exactly how to behave, what schema the output must follow. Again, I'm taking all this from the tutorial. I just made a screenshot of the tutorial that explains the schema, dropped it in the ChatGPT, also added my report sample and asked to generate a proper system instruction and the prompt that would follow the example provided by the Zenphi team. So this is what I added. Now the guide recommends adding the JSON to object step. This is where the magic happens apparently. That step allows me to split output that Gemini would generate, extracting data from my delivery report into different data categories or types that I will be able to use in my steps of the workflow further down the line. Okay, again, according to that tutorial, I paste in the JSON schema here, and suddenly Zenphi recognizes each data point and its own variable. Now in the output, I can see all the data categories that are available in my report: route driver, fuel use, stops completed, issues date, and alike. Okay, perfect. Now I can map each field into my spreadsheet. That is my next step. My spreadsheet will collect all the data extracting from the report. I can use a field, add a row to the spreadsheet here, and mapping the data from the previous step JSON to object. Optional subflow, I can add here a subflow that would run weekly and summarize all issues of fuel usage across all drivers completely automatically. It's really helpful. Again, the last step, just like in the flows, would be create an email and send it to my own email address just to make sure that the workflow passed the test. Again, I can use here the variables from the previous steps in the email body, and everything looks good. Let's run the test. Here is the email I'm getting, all data captured perfectly well, and also this is my spreadsheet, all data being recorded. It looks really good. Try to drop another report in the folder just to make sure that the positive outcome of the test can be replicated next time. Here is my next report, another driver, another truck number, another date, the fuel usage, all different. Here it goes in the folder, and here is the email, and here is the data and the spreadsheet. Absolutely amazing, looks like magic. So here is the takeaway for the day. Google Workspace Flows is a very promising tool, and it will definitely become more powerful over time. But right now, it can handle structured data extraction, which makes it hard to use in operational workflows where you need individual data points to land in sheets, trigger alerts, or power your dashboards. Zenphi, on the other hand, already supports full schema-controlled extraction with clear structured variables you can use in any step of your automation.